Right, hello and welcome back everybody. And today, as you probably will see from the outside and obviously the thumbnail picture, I am in a very, very gorgeous overlander. But it's not just any overlander, is it, Paul?
Yeah.
So if anybody does not know who Paul is a YouTuber himself, from Off-Grid Nomad. So I'll spin the camera around. I want to put this right into Paul's face because this camera is pretty good. Anyway, right, here's Paul, everybody, from Off-Grid Nomad. Yeah. He's a man with a nice big gorgeous overlander. It is for sale. If anybody watches Paul's uploads, what you're going to see is a lot of money being spent on this. So do you want to talk about that yourself, Paul, about what you spent, what you haven't, or...
Yeah, I mean, it's fully custom built from scratch. So it's an ex-military DAF, which I bought for like £6,000, and then the whole box and everything you see here is literally custom built by a company. So it's basically like a fridge lorry. So the insulation's like a special insulation. This is all built in. So unlike doing a camper van or anything like where you put all the boarding in and the silver fold, it's literally all built. It's plastic both sides with a special seal, and then you make a full box, and then everything's custom lightweight because this is 7.5 ton.
Right.
So we kept it super lightweight, and then you can drive on a car license.
But the amount of money what you've spent up to now on it, I mean, especially with your lights and other stuff, and obviously I've been watching, you know.
Well, the goal was I wasn't going to sell it. I mean, the lights, I mean, they all worked out about 800 quid for the new spotlights because I got into the truck show scene.
Right.
The truck shows, as like the new one at Lincoln was coming up soon. I'm booked in for that, but me and the kids love the truck shows. And everything's all about light, so I got a bit light envy.
So what did your kids think then, Paul, to you actually selling it?
Well, you know, the goal is we're only selling to go to abroad, so we're going to build another one, but we're looking at the big Russian Zils 6-wheelers next. The problem is with this truck, there's a certain bit of paperwork I need on my V5 to register it in Bulgaria, and it hasn't got it, so they won't do it. So
right.
The problem is I've got to spend thousands getting it there, thousands to get it back, and it's just not worth it. So we're just going to sell it in England.
So how long, Paul, have you actually owned this overlander itself?
This was built, it's just for about 4 years now I've lived in this.
About 4 years?
Yeah, it was 2020, March 2020 I moved in.
Right.
So we've just done.
Do you want to just let everybody else know out there, and we spoke earlier about LCAT, because I was asked myself what LCAT was. So do you want to let everybody know what LCAT is?
So LCAT is a Lincolnshire-based charity. So what we do is all the emergency rescue things from major disasters, flooding like at Wainfleet, what happened not long ago, will be used and called upon to help evacuate people. All sorts of scenarios we do. Missing people as well, we get call outs for them. When trees get fallen down, we'll be called, can you help and remove them off the roads? Like in one of my videos I show you, we hook a big massive tree.
Yeah, just dragged it. It was like a piece of paper behind it.
The hours sitting there with chainsaws, so we just hooked it up and just dragged it down the road and pulled it into a lay-by, and then the farmers can cut it up, and all the locals are cutting it up for wood. There was all wanting it.
Because I know not far from where we live there's a 4x4, can't remember which one it is. It's got LCAT on it, it's got big CB aerials coming off the back.
Yeah, there's quite a few Land Rovers and you know, that sort of thing in the group. It originally started off as like a Land Rover group, and there's quite a lot of them around. And now we are now linked with the police, everyone, all the services, LRF. So we do all major disasters.
And you say you was doing a training for flooding.
Yeah. So we're with LRF, we help alongside. So if there's going to be flooding along the coast here, they've done scenarios. They're doing more tests this year. So where we help evacuate people into the embassy centre. Right. And then LRF will be then sort of putting bans on people and doing all sorts of scenarios and stuff. For future floodings and things like that, because they do predict the Lincolnshire coast could get hit with a.
Is that around about 2035 or something, wasn't it? So
we never know. we never know, unfortunately. And the problem is, like now, if you watch back, it was only a couple of years ago, I think, the Wainfleet, so one big river burst its banks and just flooded thousands and thousands of houses. And to be honest, that was down to the water boards, because they don't clean them out.
So I'll tell that you've got good sea legs then, just in case you've got to go up on a blow dinghy.
Yeah. Well, I'm okay with this. I can go through a lot of water in this.
Yeah,
so
I know, notice.
bad.
You're the only person that I've actually come across what can drive through a flood and say, sod it.
Yeah.
We tried going through a flood and, no, forget it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, sorry, Paul.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say the reason this has just come a bit famous now is because just in January I was on telly with Ben Fogle.
So if anybody remembers that, then...
Yeah, it's Ben Fogle, Channel 5, or you can watch it on there, My 5. And it's Ben Fogle's New Lives in the Wild, and there's a whole documentary on me and this truck. And he travels with me and lives in this truck. So yeah, that's another, you can see an insight of life living in one of these.
Are you going to miss it, Paul, when you sell it?
Yes and no. Like I say, I mean, like I was being explained to you, I'm moving to Bulgaria. I've met a new woman, madly in love. We're buying a house. We're going to make it off grid, and we're going to get campers again. So it's all going to happen again, but I'm going to be with somebody else doing it. So, and the beauty is, I'm going to be quitting work and everything. So it's going to be more fun, and we're going to tour Bulgaria first with the vehicles and stuff like that, and then do builds as well with another truck. So.
Well, are you going to let everybody know the good news as well, which I said earlier?
Which one?
Oh
no, that's got to be secret.
I don't think it is now, like.
Yeah, that's sort of, yeah, because nobody really knows too much about that yet. But that might come in a later video later on.
So look out. But yeah, check Paul out, honestly. I'll just give a quick insight to when I first met Paul. I first met Paul last year. This was at the Northfields Lions Classic Car Show.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was one of the I think it was the biggest truck there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the only truck.
Yeah.
It's more of a car show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we was there because obviously I'm sort of one of the chairmen for LCAP, so we had our own stand there with raffles and stuff. So we had this on display.
Well, that's how I got to meet Paul the first time. So obviously I have filmed inside this truck before. So if anybody wants to see what the inside did look like, you'll have to go back on our uploads from last year. And as I'll just point the camera down, as you can see, the bunks obviously has been re-leathered.
This is all like another bedroom as well, so this all drops, makes into a bed. It's a 6x4 bedroom double, and then you've got king size in the back.
But it is an absolutely, it's more or less home from home, isn't it?
Oh yeah, especially now because I've got massive lithium batteries and solar systems, so I can run coffee machines, air fryers, everything electric.
And you've got, I know you have got, I think you've got, is it more than one ring bell, or is it just
Oh yeah, ring cameras. I've got them the whole way around the truck, and they've caught a lot of interesting things.
I'll tell you what I did notice, Paul. I will actually just quickly show it as well. Now I know, obviously, you said it's classed as a garage at the back, didn't you?
Yeah.
Right, so if I just pop, and I'll tell you what I did notice, everybody. I actually noticed that absolutely gorgeous picture. It's
my mum paints them.
Right, well if his mum paints them, I'll tell you what, would be well worth having one. You never know, it could end up on Dickinson's Real Deal and signed by his mum. What do you reckon, Paul?
She's done quite a lot.
But anyway, when Paul does sell this truck, there is also some tellies that is going with it, which there's one just over in the background as well.
Basically everything you see in here, really.
So basically everything that you're seeing,
a couple of pictures down and that's it. Everything goes with it.
But it is literally home from home, isn't it, Paul? I mean,
oh yeah, I mean this is built to go around the world, fully off grid. So you've got huge water tanks, you've got waste tanks, you've got double toilets, you've got your whole shower system, you've got your toilet system, which is all electric flushing toilets, you've got fridges, you've got ovens.
I think there might just be one question, Paul. I don't know if anybody's ever asked. What is the expense for anybody out there what actually wants to live and run one of these great big beasts? So
this is what it gets, people get a bit shocked with. So like the insurance for this, and this is with an agreed £100,000 insurance guaranteed, and this is only 450 quid insurance because it's classic as well. Your tax is only 165 quid. That's on all trucks, which is really cheap. It's cheaper than van and book getting. Running, fuel, you're about 15 to the gallon, 18 if you're on like long motorways. This is because it's lightweight, so it helps. You can only sort of cruise at 50 in them. They're not built for like speed.
Is that the top speed on this one at 50?
60, but 50 is the more, because it hasn't got much rev range because it's designed for the military, so it's designed more for grunt than long distance driving. But they're still lovely at 50 mile an hour.
What's the running cost on fuel then?
Well, I mean, it depends where you want to go really. So it's sort of 15 to the gallon. It's like running a Range Rover, I suppose.
Right.
I'd still sort of fit bigger extra tanks, but I'd sort of don't keep account of it. We just call it miles per gallon.
Is this running on diesel and gas, or is it just running?
This is diesel,
right?
But you can run this because it's ex-military, and there's no electrics on this. There's no sensors, no nothing. So you can run bio, you can run veg oil, you can run anything through it. It's brilliant.
Well, that's ideal then.
Yeah, that's the beauty, because the Cummins engines in this is worldwide. They used them in everything, and it's just one of the best engines in the world. The 5.9 Cummins turbo.
And what's the gross weight on this one?
This is 7.5 ton.
7.5 ton.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell everybody what it's up for sale for?
Yeah,
or I mean, that's up to you.
Yeah,
like.
no, it's up for 90,000.
Right.
I mean, and that's I'll take offers and stuff. But to build these boxes now they start from 150,000 now.
Right.
Just for a box without a vehicle. And this is because this is coach build. This is built by a company. You can do homemade builds. But then they fetch homemade prices. But this is everything. So I mean, there's nothing. You just bring your clothes and food. That's all you need, and just travel the world.
Well, I've got to be honest, Paul. It is gorgeous. Like I said, from the first day you and I first saw it at the Lions show. Honestly, I mean, you just can't knock it, because like I said, it is home from home.
Well, there's no maintenance on it. It just oil changes really, because that's all there is.
And it has just passed its MOT as well, I believe.
Yeah, 4 years on the trot. Never any advisories or anything. It's solid. It's built. These were over-engineered from factory. When the army built them.
Yeah.
So they're just nothing on them. There's no rot. There's no rust.
Well, what I'll do as well, before I leave, I'll take another good look round the overlander outside. It is a DAF, isn't it?
Yeah. So the other thing was we've got a lot of heating systems as well in here. So we have got a gas system for everything. So gas central heating. And there's also diesel central heating as well.
Ah, right.
So
that's pretty good then, isn't it?
Yeah. So you've got gas and electric water heating. So you can run stuff off the solar as well, or hookups.
And batteries. Did you say the Lithuanian batteries?
Yeah. So I'm on Fogstar. So it's a 560 amp hour. It's huge. It's the biggest one you can get. I think they're bringing out a 600 one now, but it's just you can't drain it.
And if anybody doesn't know, there is solar panels on the roof as well.
1,000 watts on the roof.
I just sort of pointing that out because obviously if nobody's ever seen on the top of the overlander, then obviously they'll know obviously that that's
yeah, you've got everything. Max fans, they're all electronically controlled. So obviously if it gets too hot in here and you're not in here and you've got the dog, you can set the timers on, set the temperature on them, and they'll automatically switch on. So they're always handy, especially if you're going abroad in the sun.
Mind you, where you're moving to, Paul. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I'll be sat around a swimming pool.
Yeah, well, we're all freezing our nuts off here back in the UK.
I know.
So a lot of us are gonna.
I'm feeling sorry for everyone.
So a lot of us are all gonna get jealous, Paul, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Everyone's gonna be making a comment out. Well, what's the weather like?
Yeah.
And you're just gonna be taking a picture. You know what I mean? Like sat beside this great big bloody swimming pool, and there's us being wrapped up with blankets and everything. But yeah, appreciate this, Paul. Really do appreciate it very, very much. Anyway, so as Paul's explained about the price wise for the overlander, like I said, he has spent a lot of money on it. I've been watching Paul's uploads with the lights and everything at the front, spotlights and stuff. And the only thing what makes this overlander stand out a little bit more than other overlanders is that this one is like a Christmas tree when it's lit up. The only thing that Paul hasn't got is the Christmas tree on the roof to go with it.
I have been tempted to put it on while I've been parked at work sometimes.
So if you're thinking of enjoying your Christmas this year, look out for Paul and his overlander. well, unless it sells.
Yeah,
which,
there's a lot of people queuing up to view it, but
I mean,
money's in the bank, no one's bought
well,
it.
that's it. Just point out, Paul has been pissed about as well. I'll just re-point this out anyway. Paul has been pissed about. He was just about to quit his job because somebody's, you know, made a. I think that they might want to call it a pinky promise, because I think back in the day that's what people used to do. But if Paul had quit his job and the person messed Paul about, that would have meant that Paul would have been out of a job straight away.
Yeah.
And of course he would have still been left with his overlander. But then Paul has got a job. You know, he's not like other people. He's not been furloughed. He's not been furloughed in such a way that you've lost a job, because you've still got one.
Yeah, well, we worked all the way through COVID, so I'm actually living in the works car park.
So, and I even know obviously where Paul lives anyway, because I know this estate quite well, because I used to do security on here. But yeah, so like I said, if anybody is interested in buying this wonderful machine, don't piss Paul about. You know, if you're gonna buy it, come take a look. And just buy it. I mean, it's well worth, and this is what we said. It is home from home. You know, you can move out of a house within a day after getting rid of all your stuff, and you know, and he has pointed this out before about cupboard space. I mean, if you can see,
it's everywhere.
It's everywhere in this lovely, gorgeous Overlander. There is cupboards after cupboards after cupboards. And like I said, if you want to see what the Overlander did look like before, especially because this has all been redone. Go back on our video. I don't know if any other YouTubers ever filmed it. I don't know.
Not really that many, really. Just at shows when we've done the overland shows and stuff like that. People have done little, but they're like mixed in with everyone. So there isn't really that many out there of just personal tours or anything. So.
Well, just to point out as well to anybody, if you go on Paul's channel, and if you do watch one of Paul's, in particular on this Overlander, he has done a walkthrough.
Yeah, there's a full walkthrough with every information you can think
and
of.
He's explained everything. I got lost after about 5 minutes, especially when he starts talking batteries and wires. And me, I'm not an electrician. I'm never going to be a Sparky.
I ain't got a clue either,
but yeah, so if anybody is interested, Paul's give you the price. I've just re-shown it from the outside, but we are going to take another quick walk round, and we do appreciate the time with Paul. He's explained about LCAT. I was asked about LCAT. That's why I've asked Paul about LCAT, because I didn't have a clue myself. I did not. But anyway, Paul's explained about LCAT, so I'm sure there's a lot of other people who hopefully will watch this and say this is what LCAT is, but that's the reason why I asked Paul. But either way around it, you're going to get value for money. Home from home, like I said. Pack up your house if that's what you're going to do, your bungalow or your posh London apartment. You know, so
some people rent the houses out and then use that income to pay for the travels.
There you go. But for what you're getting on this, on money's worth, I mean, you've got a king-size bed over there. Jesus Christ.
It's like a 5-year waiting list now for having truck built in the UK. It's just crazy. The amount of people, and this is one of probably the cheapest.
Did you have this hand built yourself?
Yeah, so this was built by LGF Commercials in Oldham.
Well, you had it done.
This was a one of one. They built this one, and then they realised it took too much time, and they undercharged me a lot of money. So they only built boxes after that. And I sold them another 10 boxes. So they just built a box onto it.
Is this all your design then, Paul?
Yeah,
on the cupboards?
Yeah, so I did all, drawings and stuff, which I just drew on a bit of A4 paper. I didn't. So there you go. And they built it, and they made a few changes what they thought. So yeah, it was fine.
So right, we're going to wrap it up because I'm going to head back outside in a minute. And as Paul will tell you, the weather's been a little bit crap since we've been here. But yeah, if you do see this Overlander up and down, and somebody flashes them great big lights at the front, and well, especially at night time, because you'll never miss this Overlander coming. It's lovely, honestly. But it's thank you to Paul anyway, Off-Grid Nomad. Check this guy out, honestly. Seriously, you will enjoy his channel. I enjoy watching him every morning, and every time he uploads, obviously my phone pings, so I know. So I try to get round to watching Paul's as much as I can. Obviously doing my own channel as well, appreciate. But yeah, check Paul out, subscribe to his channel, like his channel, and if anybody does like these great big fancy Overlanders, if you want to call it, as Paul's explained, the RX Army, and obviously we've just shown you inside. on the top of all that, yeah, what this overlander is, what it stands for, and you cannot miss this coming, let me just tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, God almighty, if you get stuck in snow, who's the first person you're going to call? And it won't be the Ghostbusters. It will be
small compared to some though. I mean, I've got friends massive compared to this.
Well, if anybody watches one of Paul's where they got called out at Lincoln and they dragged this great big bloody tree with this overlander.
I don't know how much that weighed, but it just pulled it like it was.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. This overlander just dragged it along, didn't it? And it was like just dragging a piece of paper. Like I said, it never even tugged at it.
I couldn't even feel it.
Were you driving?
Yeah.
Because somebody else was doing the filming then, wasn't there?
Yeah. A friend of mine was filming.
Ah, right.
So he sent me the link to that, so it was very.
But anyway, right, so we're going to head outside in a second, take another good look round.
I'll open up the cab.
Yeah, if you don't mind, Paul, I'll have a quick look in there as well. So, right, I'll bring everybody back in a second.
Just say it's funny.
Well, it does. It does.
Jump in.
You sure?
I'll hold it. I'll hold it. You can jump in.
Anyway, so this is inside the cab. And how wonderful it is just to see. I mean, look at the view on that. Look at the bloody view, Paul. God, you got a better view than me with that bloody Puma.
Yeah.
Hell of a lot better.
It's even got night vision system built in. So if you have some night vision goggles, that big lead knob on there, you can switch that to night vision.
Right.
And you can drive at night then.
Chuffing hell. Is it full power steering on this one?
Yeah, it's all power steering. Even got the old gun turret in the roof.
Yeah, we're going to show that as well.
Comes out, it turned into a sunroof then.
There you go, everybody. So if you've got yourself a nice big machine gun and the old police are after you, well, I mean, you could always escape Paul through it, couldn't you? Right, I'll bring everybody back in a minute. Right, so we're going to take another quick look around Paul's overlander. Paul's just gone in to get out of the bloody wind. I can't blame him because it is windy. We were supposed to be going somewhere else today, but we've ended up popping down here to see Paul. Right, so I'll just quickly show that. Anybody is interested, it's up for sale. It's wonderful, you've seen inside, and yeah, but it is absolutely a wonderful overlander. It's gorgeous. Wheels on it. There is cameras on this one as well. There's Paul's cameras on. I can't blame him. Whoa, chuffing wind. Swear to God, this wind is absolutely pathetic. Absolutely stupid, this wind. I swear to God it is. We was going to go somewhere else today, but you know what? Forget it. You can wait a few days now until this wind drops. Typical English weather, that's what they say. Typical English weather. Right, so it's a big thumbs up from me, it's a big thumbs up from Keeley, and we will see each and every one of you on the next one, and let's hope the next one is not as bloody windy as what it is today, because I'll tell you what, as I was talking to Paul inside, we were having hailstone and whatever else coming down, and it's unbelievable, absolutely. But how stunning that overlander is. It's absolutely gorgeous. So right, bye for now, and we'll see each and every one of you on the next one. And I just want to get out of this wind because it's a bloody cold wind as well. So right, bye for now. But how stunning that looks. Absolutely gorgeous.